Hits one. It's Mikey Piff with my friend Halsey back again. She was just here last week, but today we had some very, very, very big news to share. So we announced today our SiriusXM Small Stage Series show in Philly at a very, very special, cool venue, Union Transfer, on September 20th. So when we brought this to you, Ash, what did you like? What aside from picking the venue, what creative stuff did you bring to it? Because obviously, we've done stuff so many times, and we've always got to keep it fresh. And we know you keep, bringing the madness, the energy.
Yeah, I mean, it was an immediate yes for me just because I love doing small shows. It's like one of the things that keeps me alive. Like, as my crowds grow bigger, I for every 10 or 20 big shows I do, I have to do a small one too, because it's kind of like how I recharge and reconnect and remember where I came from. And it's almost kind of like that. All right, when you strip back the flames and the wall and all this stuff, it's like, can I still get up on that stage in front of a small amount of people, and can I still kill it the way that I like to believe that I did in the beginning when I was a teenager. And it's so connective and validating and fun, and it's every single time for me, I walk off stage being like, oh, cool, I still got it. You know what I mean? It's the best feeling ever. And Union Transfer in particular is such it's such a nostalgic venue for me. I grew up in Jersey. I would go out to Union Transfer for shows all the time. I saw some of my favorite bands play there. And it's getting to go and be on that stage in front of a bunch of people that I knew grew up in places just like where I grew up. I just really think that there's something not to be this way, but almost kind of spiritual about it. You know what I mean? Really looking forward to this one.
I'm proud of the fact that I think I've seen almost every iteration of a Halsey show, from the small room like you described, from wearing your dad's Reds baseball jersey with a disco ball in the shape of a butt hanging on a ceiling.
Yeah, I think I was opening for Tovlo at that show. That was so crazy. It was actually, I think, the first time I'd ever been on stage as Halsey. And it was terrifying. I was so nervous, and it was just me and a drummer. And I was so scared. But it's kind of like those feelings that keep you alive. You know what I mean? It keeps that adrenaline in your chest about what you do. And, you guys have been so incredibly supportive. The first radio station to ever play any of my songs. And for anyone who's listening, the song that you guys played, Ghost, not you guys, you specifically, Mikey, played Ghost, is a double platinum record now, which is kind of unbelievable. And it started there. And I remember how I felt listening to it for the first time. And you guys have been such champions of me, even around Madison Square Garden. We did special events together. And I feel like I can always depend on you to really, really execute the events that are going to bring the fans something really special and really intimate and unique. And I think that in this world, a lot of people care about the thing that's going to make the biggest splash or make the most money. And I think, you guys care about what's going to really make the fans feel connected and feel a part of it. And I think that's why you guys are my favorite station, my favorite family. You always have been from day one. And, it's really evident in everything that you do. And I know my fans feel the same way when they hear that SiriusXM is doing something with Halsey. They're like, oh, this is going to be good. And this is going to be for us. And they know that. And that sounds like that. Maybe that sounds like lip service, but I mean it. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it.
No, you know how much I care about, I mean, obviously we're together for life in this crazy musical partnership, but how much I care about the artists and what we do and what we mean and the context we add to everyone that listens and the fans. They're the most important people.
It's so true.
Last but not least, I have to ask one thing, because there's only one tour I didn't get to see. Of course, it was the Manic Tour. It never came to America. I have to ask, what did we miss from it? And did you take any parts of it for the last tour, or are you going to implement any of it in the upcoming stuff? Because this is just me being nerdy going, that's the one tour I didn't see.
Okay, if I'm going to be completely honest, before I did the Love and Power tour, I was devastated because I was like, Manic Tour is the best tour I have ever done. I will never do anything like it ever again. I'm so upset I didn't get to bring it to the States. I was devastated. I can't even begin to explain to you. I started coming up with ideas of how I can do the Manic Tour again at some point in its entirety. And maybe I still will. Because I feel like that album has enough of a kind of a cult fan base in and of itself that there are people who would want to kind of go back in time and see that album performed the way that I was performing it when I wrote it. But when I started the Love and Power tour, all those feelings kind of disappeared because I was like, you know, what I'm doing on stage right now, I just have the most energy and the most stamina and kind of the most like raw creative and performance energy that I've ever had. And I think they're really different, as you know, a lot of things that I do are, because like Badlands tour to Hopeless Found Kingdom tour to Manic tour to Love and Power tour, they're all such different types of tours. Manic was very theater. It was very theatrical. It was broken up into like acts. It was very kind of like parts of it were very whimsical and colorful, and there was aerial ballet, and like, you know, then there was parts where I was just in like suspenders and trousers and like rocking out on guitar doing like 3 a.m. and like kind of like the more like pop punk leaning hits, and then there was the parts that were like really aggressive, and I'm doing Gasoline and Nightmare, and I'm in a leather bonded corset with combat boots, and I look like I'm about to kick the front row in the face. You know, it was like, because the album was called Manic, the tour was so very much like broken up into like masterclass, like speed crash courses and all the different versions of me. And with this tour, instead of breaking them up and defining them, I'm just being them wherever and whenever and however I want at any given part of the set, which is nice because it means the show changes so much from night to night. But yeah, you need to see Manic Tour at some point, and I think you will, because I think it was really, really special, and I'm not ready to let that one go yet. You know, I think I've told you before, I'm big on finishing what I start, you know, so I'm looking forward to that one. As far as the Union Transfer show goes, the Love and Power songs translate so beautifully in any environment, whether it's a big like outdoor stadium type room or it's a tiny, tiny little club. There's such emotion in them that they can be really big, and they can also be like really small in some ways. Like, I try to make music that is sometimes cinematic and larger than life, and then the same exact song can also feel just like a conversation between friends, which is why I think they have that sort of that dynamicism where you can play them big or you can play them small. And my small shows are always nuts. If you've ever wanted to like really see me be like kind of get up there and be Ashley on stage, the small shows are the ones to come see. I'm also known to do like basically like stand-up comedy in between songs, where I just kind of rip on myself the entire time, which is that's always a sight to see.
Yes, the Halsey self-deprecation.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for spending the time. Like, honestly, I was really happy to be able to chat, and you know, we haven't caught up in forever. Thank you so much for doing the Small Stage Series show, where that's going to be amazing. And I mean, just everything. Halsey Radio was amazing, along with the album. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Because you were a big part of it. And congrats on having a top 5 song last year with MGK and Forget Me Too. I don't know if you know that. That was one of our top 5 songs of the year.
Incredible.
And that's it. And I'll leave you with the one cheesy thing I'll leave you with. When I was thinking about you yesterday, I was thinking about the song Castle, and I was like, oh my, this is such a dumb thought. But so tell me, what was it like when you got to the castle and told you the princess was in another castle?
Oh my God. Are you talking about Super Mario World?
I am.
Oh my gosh. It was
You're welcome.
so funny. You have to go, by the way, if you haven't been yet. They're building one in LA, and you have to see it. It's literally just the most amazing thing ever. Like, even people who like don't have that like love for Nintendo, or just like they just come alive there, and they're just like, what the heck? Like, where even am I? Like the
I
way
saw your TikTok.
Yeah, it was insane. You have to go. I went with like Anthony and like the whole crew, and all of us were just running around like little kids. It was just really, really amazing. As soon as they open the one in LA, I'm going. Literally, like as soon as they do. It was so sick. So funny though. I thought you were going to say when I got to the castle in Czech Republic when I was filming the movie, but I should know you better and know that you were going to make the Mario Nintendo castle joke. I love that.
I'll give you something, you know, to cringe at a little bit. So
stop. I love
thank you. I appreciate you before they come and find me and see me after taking all your time.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Well, have safe travels, and I'll see you in Philly.
Yeah, I'll see you there. Bye.